What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Gore, and we are back with another week of NFL picks, week number 9, as we kind of cross over the midway point. Kind of get into start to get into the meat of the schedule now, as we kind of separate some contenders from pretenders, and kind of headed towards the stretch run here of the NFL season. And obviously, I'm recording this now post the trade deadline, so we've got a couple of trades to get into as well as we kind of go through these picks. And most notably something that the 49ers did that I'm not as excited about as some other people. But let's kind of go through these one by one real quick. We'll get to that other stuff when we get there. For now, if you like this video, hit me with a like. Drop me a comment. Let me know what you think about some of the trade deadline activities we saw today, about these picks and whatever else you might have on your mind. And of course, subscribe to the channel for weekly content. So let's get right into the picks. We are still doing well here, 72 and 50 overall. Trying to kind of get back on track after a bad week. We did okay last week. I want to kind of clean it up some more. And we'll start with the Thursday night game this coming week. Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Quarterback controversy in Tennessee, I guess. Will Levis kind of showed out. He kind of played very well. I don't know if it's the honeymoon phase with him, or not enough tape on him just yet for defenses to adjust, but he played really, really well and did things with the offense that Ryan Tannehill obviously cannot do. All right. So, probably a legitimate quarterback controversy now. What do you do? Will Levis he put 4 touchdowns up. How do you take him off the field after that? Hard to do. We'll see how Tennessee reacts to that. Pittsburgh, I thought they would hang around and maybe be in an upset position against the Jaguars. They're not. I don't know really what to make of them. This is a tough game for me to pick now because of this. Do I go back to the well with the Steelers? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. It's a toss-up for me. I'll lean the Steelers. I just don't feel real strong about either team. This is kind of a rough Thursday. It's an important game for both teams. For Tennessee to get back to 4-4, and if Will Levis is playing again and plays well again, it's a big boost to this team. They get to 4-4, and you can look to the second half of the season and say, okay, well, now we've got our quarterback situation figured out. Let's make our run towards the division title. But for Pittsburgh, a loss would drop them to 4-4, and they would be the team fading in the division, with teams like Cincinnati and Baltimore and even the Cleveland Browns playing particularly well. So probably a bigger game for Pittsburgh, maybe. I'll kind of lean them, but I don't really have a strong feeling either way about these teams the way they're playing right now. So I'll take Pittsburgh and kind of hope on Thursday night. The next game, I think it's a tragedy that this game is in Germany. This is what I don't like about international games. This is a huge game. This is a massive game. It should be at Arrowhead. Like, it's just, if this is a home game for the Chiefs, this is the kind of game that should just be at Arrowhead. I'm sorry. I get what the NFL's trying to do with the overseas stuff, but you're just taking this caliber game away from fans here. And I just think that's a shame. I really do. I don't know what you guys think about it, but I hate it. I really don't think it should be here. It should be in Kansas City, period. I'm not sure. It's a true toss-up of a game for me. I think the difference, though, is Jalen Ramsey coming back. I think I've been saying it about the Dolphins as I make these picks. Like, once they get healthy on the back end of the defense, I think it's going to be a different group. And I kind of like the Miami Dolphins to go in there and get the win. It's a different Kansas City Chief offense. They don't have the explosion with the wide receivers, and it hasn't happened yet. And I don't know that it will happen. This offense runs now through Kelsey and Pacheco. The receiving group is inconsistent, even though Mahomes can make everybody better, right? Obviously, I think it's going to be a really good game. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think there are going to be a lot of points scored in it. We'll see what the travel. I don't know what the travel schedule is like for these teams, but again, it's just the overseas element. I just hate it. I really do. I just think it's unfortunate that this good of a game is stashed over there. Give me Miami really close. I think it's going to be a really fun game to watch. But I think Jalen Ramsey and that Miami defense makes the difference in this game and gives Miami the big win. And that's critically important when you're talking down the stretch in the AFC playoff picture, right? Because they will have, Miami will be one up in the win-loss column, plus have the tiebreaker with Kansas City. So really, really important game for both teams. We'll see how it plays out, albeit in Germany. Let's come back to American soil for the rest of the Sunday games. Unfortunately, the Vikings' injury situation got a lot worse. Old Kirky is out for the season now with the Achilles. I do like Kirk Cousins. I think he's he's kind of a funky guy. He's a quirky guy. He's got the sound bites and it's all hilarious and all that. So unfortunately, he's down for the year. They make a trade today for Joshua Dobbs. I don't know how quickly he can get acclimated and get into the lineup, though. I don't know what Minnesota's going to do this week. As far as the quarterback situation goes, they may have no choice but to go to Jaren Hall just because he's most familiar with the offense. I don't think Mullins is healthy yet. So it's a rough spot. I think with that, because of that, I'm going to take the Falcons. I don't know. Like I say, the Falcons are just super inconsistent for me. They turned it over to Taylor Heineke to try and get a little jump from the quarterback position. I don't know. Is that going to work? I don't know. Maybe. But again, Atlanta, one-trick pony. They're one-dimensional. They do what they do. They run the ball. They play good defense. And I think they'll be enough at home to take care of kind of a battered and beat-up Minnesota Viking team. Obviously, without Kirk, I don't see how they can win this game here either way. Cardinals, Browns, speaking of quarterback situation, well, where do the Cardinals go from here? They just traded Joshua Dobbs. Does that mean Kyler Murray is ready? Or do they have to go with Clayton Tune, who is completely untested? Right, you don't know anything about him yet, in the NFL at least. So give me Cleveland at home and the defense to kind of take care of business and take care of a Cardinal team that I don't, like I say, what's their offense going to look like this week? I have no idea, right? And even at full health, I don't know if it's going to look any good anyway against this Browns defense. So just forget it. Pick the Browns, and it should be an easy one. Rams and Packers. This is a tough one for me because both teams have stunk up the joint lately. The Rams I had talked up as this overperforming team. The Packers I thought were going to kind of be competitive and in the mix, but Jordan Love has fallen off a cliff. The Rams just got absolutely bludgeoned by the Cowboys. So who rebounds the quickest here? I don't know. I think I'll slightly lean to the Rams here. Just because it's the Green Bay offense really doesn't look very good. Jordan Love has clearly hit a wall, and it's not really pretty on that side of the ball. I think the Rams can kind of get back on track a little bit after the blowout loss because they still have the talent around them. Moving on, Washington and New England. Man, here's another game that just I don't want to pick either of these teams at any point during the year. The way they're playing. And then Washington goes and they trade everybody, right? They basically fire sale the defense, give Montez Sweat away and give Chase Young away, right? And basically write off the season, right? If you want to look at it that way, they basically called it quits on the year, traded away their chips, their pieces. And so now what? It's Sam Howell getting sacked all the time and no defensive ends to put pressure on the quarterback. I don't know what it's going to look like for them the rest of the year. But they've made their decision, right? They've basically thrown in the towel this year, and now they go to New England and try to get a win. Do I like the Patriots? Fuck no. I don't like anything about Mac Jones and this offense. I don't. I mean, they just. Yeah, I'm making an uninspired pick here. I'll take the Patriots at home just because, like I say, the players won't pack it in, but the organization is packed in the year. So give me the Patriots. I don't like either team. I don't like this game at all. I'll watch a little bit of it, obviously, to keep tabs on it, but I guess I'll pick New England. I don't know. Chicago and New Orleans. Unfortunately, we got subjected to the Bears on Sunday Night Football this past week. Tyson Bagent, I kind of feel bad for him. He doesn't really, he's got receivers falling down in the end zone wide open. He has a touchdown pass that gets stolen from him basically because of that. They're just not any good. I thought they would trade Jalen Johnson today, but as far as I know, they haven't, and it doesn't look like they will. So they kind of stood pat a little bit. And obviously, I don't know, New Orleans, up and down, inconsistent. Um, you know, not really sure what to make of this offense. Really, it's again, New Orleans at home. I guess I'll take them here because of the opponent, right? But the Saints are just very inconsistent. Um, but I think given the state of the Bears situation, I believe Montez Sweat. Now that I'm just thinking about it, he was traded to the Bears, right? I'm just doing this live here now. Yeah, I don't. Does that make a difference? Not really. They're still going to be a bad defensive team. Like I say, I don't. This is just a bad year for the Bears, right? And I think it's going to continue in New Orleans. Seattle at Baltimore. Here's another big game. It's an interconference game, so in the standings, it doesn't necessarily mean so much, but it is kind of a measuring stick game for both teams. Um, you know, I don't know. It's hard for me to pick the Seahawks, right? As a 49er fan, so I won't. I'll just pick the Ravens. I'll just continue to pick against Seattle. Are they good? Yes. Are they going to be a pain in the ass of the 49ers this year? Yes, especially with the way they're playing right now. But I think the Ravens, I've said it in a prior video. I think the Chiefs have to kind of have one eye on the Ravens. I really think they're going to be a force to be dealt with in the AFC. The way they're playing, they were inconsistent at the beginning of the year, but I feel like it's starting to come together now. And they are a tough team at home. So give me the Ravens to take care of Seattle here. Yes, the Seahawks are good. Yes, I'm biased. Yes, I'm picking against them. Deal with it. Tampa Bay at Houston. This is it's a bit more trickier of a game than I originally thought. Houston, it's kind of you don't really know what you're going to get with them week to week because they're so young. They've got all these young players around them. And Tampa Bay is kind of, again, the Tampa Bay's 3-4, but if you look at their 4 losses, it's probably all the teams, with the exception of maybe the Falcons, right? The other 3 losses, you would have expect them to lose those games. I'm gonna lean the Buccaneers here because I feel like this is a game they should win, and they've kind of taken care of business in those games. Houston again inconsistent, so it's hard to pick them week to week. Like I want to feel like, okay, here comes the stretch. Here comes where they kind of figure it out and kick it into high gear. I don't know that they're there yet. Give me the Buccaneers to kind of handle their business a little bit in Houston. Now, speaking of, here's another game that I am an expert at this, identifying a potential upset spot, not picking it, and then being burned. The Panthers last week get the win. They take care of business at home against, like I say, I said it with Houston last week. I felt like they were supposed to win that game, and I thought that in itself put them in a bit of danger, being a young team on the road. And it happened. I didn't pick it, but of course it happened, right? Colts are obviously rolling with Gardner Minshew. I think it's an important game for them. They can't really fall any further behind against a team that they should beat. So give me the Colts to take care of the Panthers. I don't really see any kind of momentum building from the Panthers here. I just kind of think, young team on the road got jumped, and maybe a correction back to the mean with the Carolina Panthers. Giants Raiders. Look, I mean, if you watched the Giants Jets game last Sunday, that was one of the, I can remember there was a Cowboys Eagles game a number of years ago that has always been the measuring stick for me as far as worst football game you've ever watched. I don't remember what year it was, but it was just a god awful football game that I couldn't believe what was happening on my TV screen. And then I watched Giants Jets this past Sunday, and holy shit, they might have set a new bar. That game was atrocious. The Giants, yes, at the end threw it away. The Giants had plenty of opportunities to take the Jets out of it. They did not. And Zach Wilson made a few plays late, and the Jets kind of steal a win. But holy crap, the Giants are awful. And they're just... and not far behind them are the Raiders. If you watch the game Monday night, you would know this. Jimmy Garoppolo is playing like I'm not necessarily surprised with the way Jimmy Garoppolo is playing because I've seen this from him all too often, right? As a fan of the 49ers, right? I know this is what you get with Jimmy Garoppolo. There's a certain subset of throws he can make. Everything else he can't do consistently at best. And he throws horrible interceptions. His misses are always high. He always overthrows guys. That happened in San Francisco. It's going to happen in Las Vegas because that's who he is, right? And he always throws in the mind-numbing interceptions. I have no idea who's going to win this game. But if the Giant quarterback situation is that bad and it's going to be Tommy DeVito, well, then I guess I have to take the Raiders, right? Like, this is another stinky, smelly, bad game. And I have to pick somebody, so I'm going to pick the home team. I'll take the Raiders. I just can't believe in the Giants. They're a mess. It's just that the Raiders are a mess too, just a little bit less so, I guess. Another huge game this week. Cowboys-Eagles. This is really, really important, again, in terms of the division, in terms of seeding, in terms of that round robin in the NFC, between the Eagles, Cowboys, 49ers, Lions, and all that sort of stuff. I'm almost tempted. Dallas in the big spot tends to wilt, right? We know that. That's kind of in their DNA. It's in Mike McCarthy's DNA. Part of me is almost tempted to pick the Cowboys here because I don't feel like I feel like they're gonna. I feel like these two teams are gonna split this year. I really do. But I guess I'll save it for when Dallas is at home. I just can't really see the Eagles losing at home to the Cowboys. Although I do, like I say, I feel like these teams are going to split this year. Can the Cowboy defense hold down the Eagle offense? Is Julio Jones going to take another step and emerge? And, the Tennessee Titans trade Kevin Byard to the Eagles. What are teams doing trading with the Eagles? They're good enough. They don't need your They don't need your all pro too. Stop trading with the Philadelphia Eagles. They don't need it. Give me the Eagles in this game, and we'll move on. The Sunday Nighter is probably going to be a very emotional one. Bills and Bengals. Obviously, we know the last time they met on this field, on that field in Cincinnati, we had the Damar Hamlin situation. So my hope is that we can actually play this game and actually kind of see it with our own eyes. Let's keep the serious stuff. Let's keep everybody healthy. Let's keep everybody safe, and let's actually play the game for once. I think it's going to be a very good one. The Bengals showed you why they're back. They are really starting to kind of turn the corner. Joe Burrow is obviously getting healthier, and they're getting the offense rolling. The defense is, I feel like the defense is underrated. Yeah, I know they're good, but I feel like they don't get talked about as like an elite unit. They're pretty good. The Bills have been a little inconsistent this year. I don't know. I'm tempted to take the Bengals here. I think it's, again, a toss-up type of game, but I'll take Cincinnati. I'll take the team. I think they're getting on a roll. They annihilated a bad 49er defense. I thought they would, and they did, because Steve Wilks is just atrocious and should be fired. But that's another. The 49ers are off this week, so I'll save my rant for when I actually have to pick them. But give me the Bengals in a very good game. A lot of good games this week. It'll be a fun Sunday to watch. The Monday Nighter is the Chargers and the Jets. This is a rough one to pick, right? Because I don't have any, I can't, if I pick the Jets, I have to put some faith in Zach Wilson, and I don't have any faith in him at all. But I don't have any faith in the Charger ability to go and win a big game either. So it's like, where do I go here? I don't know. I'm going to go with my guy, Robert Saleh, and the Jets defense. I think they can do enough and pull out a win here on Monday night against the Chargers. Herbert is, he's got all the weaponry in the world. Like I say this, the team is loaded. They've got all the talent. They just never really seem to put it together. It's always hard for me. When they package it up all together, they play really, really well, and they look good, right? I would not put much stock into what they did against the Bears. It's the Chicago Bears. So give me the Jets here to kind of defend their way to another win. Again, totally unimpressive. Did the weather have a role? I think somewhat, but I mean, the game was just horrible. Low confidence Jets pick, and that kind of sums up kind of the Jets season, really. Low confidence, minus Aaron Rodgers. So that's my picks for the week, guys. Thank you guys very much for watching. I do appreciate it. Drop me a like, hit me with a comment, and subscribe to the channel for more weekly content. And I will see you guys in the next one.